welcome to the YouTube channel. Today my farrier, Ty Ship, is here and he has so graciously agreed to do a little farrier video with me.
Yeah, my name's Ty Ship. I've been shoeing horses for 9 years, going on 10 years now. I rode with a couple farriers for a few years and that got me interested in the trade. A couple guys talked me into going to shoeing school, so I went to shoeing school in Bozeman, Montana at MSU. Yeah, been doing it ever since.
In your, if you had to define what a farrier is.
So a farrier is somebody that takes care of the horse's feet. You know, most farriers will shoe, keep your horse sound. And the biggest reason is, you know, we take these animals, we make them move more than they ever would in the wild. Plus we have, you know, we're adding, you know, 250, sometimes 250 pounds plus to their back, and we're asking them to do more than they ever would in the wild. You know, wild horses constantly running through rocks, and their feet, just as, you know, like a guy who works or a girl who works and gets calluses on their hands, their feet adapt to that. So a horse that's, you know, stuck in town, sitting in a muddy stall, their feet are going to get soft. So a farrier keeps those lamenesses from happening, corrects those lamenesses.
One of the basic facts that I don't know that everybody knows is horses, their feet never stop growing.
Yeah.
They slow down a lot in the winter, you don't see as much growth in the winter, but their feet constantly are growing. So like you were saying, when they're in the wild, they're running across rocks and they're going all over this rocky terrain, but our horses in town, especially in this Central Oregon super soft dirt, they don't do that. So their feet don't chip away naturally like they would.
Right.
And the hoof is like a fingernail. I've heard it compared to a fingernail. They break off.
Yeah. You know, it's like if you had a long fingernail and you went out and started working and, you know, you chip it off and then it breaks back, way back here. The horse is getting used so much that his feet get sore because he's not growing enough to keep, you know, keep sound, or there's the other opposite where he's growing so much because he's not getting used and then he's getting all sorts of lameness issues from that. All your tendons in the back of your leg would be stretched out and you get all sorts of issues. So.
Yeah. My last question, and then we'll get to it. Warrior's the only horse that has shoes on right now. Typically in the summer I shoe all 3 of my horses because of the rocky terrain that I go in the mountains. But today he's getting his shoes off. Everybody else already has their shoes off. And so why is it important, in your professional opinion, to let horses have time without shoes, especially in the winter?
Well, there's a number of reasons. For the biggest reason you pull them off is, you know, you're not using it. That snow will build up, cause a lot of pressure on their foot, freezes
little
to the
ice
shoe.
balls.
Yeah.
But I've always heard, give them a break in the winter. It's just good for their feet. It's good for them to have a break.
It is. Yeah. No. I mean, it's not natural to have a shoe on there, but because we do what we do with them, we have to have shoes at times. It's definitely healthy for it. You know, if you can.
It's also cheaper.
Yeah, a lot cheaper.
It's also cheaper.
So, yeah.
Well, sweet. Let's get to it.
All right.
Thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
So in terms of farriery and horsemanship, obviously those two things go hand in hand, because if you don't have good horsemanship, it's going to be really hard to shoe horses.
Yeah, definitely.
So in terms of that, what do you recommend maybe for somebody who's looking to be a farrier or wants to get into farriery?
You can make really pretty good money in this trade. It's hard work, but sadly that's a lot of people's motive for getting into this trade. And if you're in it for that, you're going to hate your job.
Probably not going to be a good horseman, because if you're focused on making money, you're going to be rushing, try and do as many horses as you can. If you go ride with somebody and you really love this trade, then you'll probably be a good fit. Yeah, I don't know what they say the percentage is, but when I was in school, I think it was maybe 15% of people that go to farrier school will actually keep doing it.
Really?
After they get done.
Wow. That's not a lot.
No. A lot of people just go to do their own horses or do their friends.
Warrior, you're pretty crazy. He's pretty nuts. What are some things that people can do that are helpful to like maybe do with their horse or like work on with their horse that are then helpful for farriers?
You know, if your horse is acting up for the farrier and, you know, he's never used, he's out of shape, fat, then, you know, that's obviously the first place to start. And there's all sorts of stuff you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest thing is, you know, get under there yourself, do what the farrier does, you know, grab this foot, stick it between your legs, hold it, tap on it, get a hoof pick, clean it out. I mean, do it every day.
Yeah.
If that horse is fighting you, you're gonna realize, you know, just put yourself in his shoes and you know, that'll help you appreciate what he goes through and help you, you know, want to make that better for him. Handling your horse, yeah, just consistency every day. I mean, go out and feed it, just walk up and pick up all 4 feet for 5 minutes. You know, just if you have a hard time keeping farriers, that'll help you keep a farrier around longer, and they'll like you for it. So, I mean, sometimes it's not the owner's fault. It could be the last owner or the last farrier was impatient and beat on the horse, and that kind of stuff takes a lot more time.
You want to talk through the parts of the hoof?
So, in the center of your hoof here, you got the frog. These are your bars. It's a soft, squishy thing. Around that's the sole. And then you'll see this white line that goes around the whole outside of the hoof.
What is the nature of an abscess?
It's like, how does it happen?
Yeah.
Or, okay. A lot of times, I mean, there's several ways they can happen. If they're in a really wet pen, bunch of manure doesn't get cleaned up, and if their feet aren't getting regularly, you know, taken care of, trimmed, cleaned out, what'll happen is that stuff gets trapped in there. Sole, it starts eating. It'll eat your frog, it'll eat the hoof. It just starts eating away. You know, that stuff gets trapped in there. I mean, the sole can grow over it. That's one way it can happen. A sharp rock in there, or a nail, or anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to ask questions, because the more the client understands, it's better all around for everybody.
Okay, well, we're not gonna film for the rest of my horses, otherwise Ty would probably be here all day. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Nice, Warrior. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions about like the farrier, write them in the comments and I will ask them to Ty the next time he's here. So thanks, Ty.